Hello, Chariot Rider here, and once again I am bringing you back to play some Subterfuge. So, in the past 24 hours, I've made a move against the Korf Baller. I moved up quite a few drillers to take on Poseidon. Unfortunately, Alanisi moved into Gabler and was apparently going to take the outpost with his massive amount of drillers. And so, the Korf Baller retreated to Poseidon with 100-some drillers. So, he will survive with 60-some drillers left, which is not ideal. It's certainly not ideal, actually. In fact, I'm somewhat worried he might try a counterattack, which would not particularly go my way. I mean, like, I would be able to have some tricks I could pull, but it probably wouldn't be good. But at least I know that he is losing territory. In fact, now I have the most territory of anyone. So he drilled a mine, so did Alanisi. So now 4 players have a mine. The game is going to be counting down. It will be coming to a close sometime. I've been moving down some more drillers to the southern border I have with the Korf Baller in order to attack Vern, which I will quite handily take unless he moves back some drillers, which I have a feeling he probably will. But I can continue enforcing this and getting it as high as I can. Now, in terms of specialists, there was a important specialist that popped up for hire, which this was the Tinkerer, which I sort of needed in my particular scenario, and I think from this point on, it'll help me a whole lot. So before I had reached my driller cap, which means I was not being efficient at all. I was losing so many potential drillers that it was insane. A few hundred every day, like, that's just, you should never be losing that many drillers. So I needed to get my electrical output up a bit. So what the Tinkerer can do is he increases my electrical output by 3 times the shield charge of the outpost he's at. So since this outpost has a shield charge of 40, I believe, then he will be giving me an additional 120. So that's now, but what he does though is you have to pay for this in some way, and he over time drains the shield of my outpost to eventually it's nothing. So he just becomes less and less effective, and so eventually you just have to move him out. So once this probably gets to about halfway, once it gets about 8 hours from now, I'm going to move him over to the southern outpost to just have it recover some of the shield, and then maybe it can start coming back. Now, since there's going to be a whole lot of drillers up here, I mentioned that I might want to pull out some aces out of my sleeve, which one of these aces is my king, which I have been saving for a time like this. If he were, I mean, it would have been amazing if I could have hired him now, but I did not see this sub until very, very recently, only a half an hour or so ago, so that really changed my plans a whole lot. I could have um, hired a king and maybe have been able to destroy enough drillers at his outpost to um, take out his queen, which would have been a very awesome move if I had saved my hire, and it might not have even worked. I'm not sure if I have enough drillers. But so if he does attack me, I do have the speed bonus with all my subs just move naturally faster, so I will be able to move around my drillers into better positions, a bit better than he can, but I'm going to need a little bit more than that. But the smuggler, which is coming up, I might want to see if I can eventually hire one of those, because the smuggler's amazing. It is one of the best specialists. What it does is it just travels 3 times faster than your ordinary output or sub. So it gets around extremely quickly. In fact, the Korf baller, has a smuggler, which if he didn't have the smuggler, his queen might be in a bit of a hard spot right now. Actually, sorry, I had to take a drink there. Actually, she probably wouldn't be in that hard of a spot because she has the navigator, but oh well. So yeah, that's how things have sort of gone in this game. I'll bring you back in 24 hours and I'll sort of show you what's going to go on. Is he going to go on a counteroffensive, or is he just going to turtle up and let me get Neptunium, or is someone else going to betray me? I don't know at this point. But the game has taken an interesting turn from here. This has been Chariot Rider. Ride on.